Hello friends, today's session let me see the material property. See this picture, there is two material, one is wooden material, another one is steel material. I am applying the same load here in wood and steel. The steel material will extend like this, but the wooden material will get fractured like this. Comparing these two materials, steel will have more strength and wood will have less strength because of position of its atom. This wood will have uneven atom size within the element, but the steel will have even size atoms within the element. So what will happen when applying the load? It will extend more over the wood. So the material property depends on its atoms within the material and the shape and size and bonding between the atoms. Let's see the material property here. Strength is the ability to withstand against the external force without yielding and rupture. The material will not yield and will not fracture. That is called strength. See here, two picture is given. One is wooden material and second one is steel material. Comparing these two, steel material has more strength. Strong material can withstand greater load. Comparing this wood and steel can withstand more load. Elasticity, ability to regain its original shape and size after removal of external load, that is called elasticity. More modulus of elasticity material holds more elasticity. See, there is two material, one is rubber material, another one is steel. When comparing these two, rubber has more elasticity because after removing the load, this material will regain its original shape. It will deform permanently. Next, plasticity, ability to permanently retain deformation developed after removal of external load. Here, after removing the external load, material will not regain its original shape and size. It will deform and hold that property permanently. New shape will be created. Example, plastic wrapper. If you apply the force in plastic wrapper, it will extend, but it will not regain its original shape. And safety pin, this normally it will like a wire. After bending, we made like this. Stiffness, it's the ability of the material to resist deformation under the action of load. Which material resists the deformation under the action of load, that material has more stiffness. If stiffness is more, rigid and difficult to bend. Example, ceramic material, foam material. Here the ceramic has more stiffness. Foam has very less stiffness. Next, toughness, ability of material to absorb the energy before fracture takes places. Here the material will absorb the more energy before it gets fractured. Tough material have ability to bend, twist, stretch before it gets fractured. It's an important property for components subjected to the shock load. If a material want to withstand more shock load, it should hold more toughness. It is measured by modulus of toughness. You can see here this picture, this diamond holds more toughness and high carbon steel has more toughness. Low carbon steel holds less toughness. Ductility, ability to have large plastic deformation without fracture when subjected to tensile force. It's very important. When applying the tensile force, the material gets elongated. That property is called ductility. It is the ability to draw a material into a wire. If you take a rod, we are applying the pulling force here, that is tensile force. Due to this tensile force, its diameter gets reduced and it is converted to a wire. That property is got ductility. Example, mild steel, copper, aluminium. This material we can make into a very thin wire. Malleability is the ability of the material to have large plastic deformation without fracture due to compressive force. It is the ability. Malleability increases with increase in temperature. When we are applying the load here, it will deform into a plate. For example, I have a bigger rod. When a force is applied here, it will deform into a plate. That property is called malleability. Brittleness is a property of the material, so negligible plastic deformation. Here, the material will not deform more and it gets fractured. Example, brittle materials include most ceramic and glasses which do not deform plastically and it will get fractured. For example, cast iron material, glass, these are some brittle material. Hardness, ability to resist penetration, indentation, scratch or abrasion. That property is called hardness. Wear resistance increases with the increase in hardness. If the hardness is increased, so the material will hold wear resistance. Resilience is the ability to absorb the energy when deformed elastically and released when unloaded within the elastic limit. These all are happening within the elastic limit. If the material is loaded and it is extended after the elastic limit, it will not regain its original shape and size. It is measured by the modulus of resilience, which is strain energy per unit volume. Machinability, ability of the material can be machined with the expected surface finish with a low cost. That property is called machinability. Creep, when a material is subjected to a constant stress at high temperature for a long period of time, that is called creep. Due to creep, slow and permanent deformation will happen. Consider here boilers, IC engines. Here the material is subjected to continuous temperature. So creep will play role here. Next, if increase the temperature, tensile strength, yield strength will increase. If the temperature is reduced, ductility will increase, brittleness will reduce. Let's see the steel composition. If a material holds a carbon percentage less than 0.3, that is called low carbon steel. If the carbon percentage is 0.3 to 0.7, that is called medium carbon steel. If the carbon percentage is greater than 0.7, that is called high carbon steel. Low carbon steel is very soft and ductile and it can be machined very easily because of the carbon percentage. It property will be very soft and ductile. If you increase the carbon percentage, it increases its strength. If medium carbon steels holds good weldability. If again increase the carbon percentage, it increase the strength, so it holds high yield strength, tough, hard and brittle, but it limited properties, low weldability. Let's see the type of load. Load is nothing but any external force acting upon a machine part, that is called load. Gradually apply load. Load is applied with an interval of time. Example, 10 Newton is applied after an interval of time 20 Newton is applied. For example, here I am applying a load of 10 Newton for a time t. After time t2, I am applying the load of 20 Newton. So the stress and strain will increase gradually. That is called gradual apply load. Steady or a dead load. Here does not change in magnitude and direction. Load will not alter its direction and magnitude. Load remains constant over a period of time. For a variable time, load will be constant. Example, structural buildings, beams. Because building load will not vary with respect to the time, it will be a constant factor. If you take the load and deflection graph, load will be constant, deflection also will be constant. Live or variable load. Load varies continuously with the time. Here the time is equal constant. Here time is not equal to constant. Load varies depends upon the time and usage. Example, people inside a building, people traveling in a bus. It will vary with respect to the time. Suddenly apply load or shock load. Load is applied suddenly with a short interval of time. Here the time is negligible. When sudden force exerted on an object will experience a shock load. Example, cricketer strikes the ball, object falling on the ground, crush machines. These are the best example for the suddenly applied load. Impact load. Load is applied with some initial velocity. Whatever load is applied with some initial velocity, that is called impact load. Example, hammering action. It is load applied by moving object like blows. The application of time of this load is negligible. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you.